Yeah, hi, hello students. This is Raja. In this video, I'm going to explain the business intelligence tool and to help you complete the assignment to analyze a business and use a business intelligence tool to generate segmentation for a business. So I'm going to start with the scenario. Scenario here in this case, a retail company operates a chain of stores selling consumer electronics. So the company wants, the purpose here, the goal is for the company is they want to improve its sales, and so that's the company wants to accomplish this. So the question that we can ask is how can business intelligence can help in this situation? Before I get into answering this question or analyze this, gonna define what is BI, what's business intelligence, okay? So business intelligence is a set of strategies, technologies, tools that businesses uses to collect. So the process is always collect the data, analyze, okay, present the data in a format that helps or aids companies makes decisions or informed in the decision making. So that's the official definition of what is BI. Now let's go back to the scenario that we have of a retail company operates a chain of stores and selling consumer electronics, and they just want to use an information system tool to improve the sale. Okay, so the importance of the BI here is critical. Why the business intelligence? It's as an information system tool, it's critical because it allows businesses to, convert the raw data that they collected into an actual insight. So telling more story about the data, using the data to make decisions, identify the trends, optimize processes, gain the whole purpose, of course, and gain a competitive advantage in their business. Examples, sales analysis, the retail company can use a BI tool to analyze sales data from different stores. Okay, that's one way. Inventory management, that's another way the BI can help company optimize inventory management. So just knowing ahead of time what do they have in the inventory, and what's the best way to make sure to maintain the inventory. The other way is pricing strategy. So BI also allows company to adjust pricing strategies based on the market. So this could be a real-time, so in this real-time adjustment, meaning like today's price, tomorrow's price, or something, for future decisions, changing price, or coming up with the strategy to for the pricing strategy. Also customer segmentation, like in the example I'm going to provide later on for the RFM, where I take an example for customer using RFM tool to create a segmentation for different type of customers, and that's again that can use the BI tools to do that. It can go more and more store performance. So if as I said, in this case, the retail company, they have multiple chains and they want to evaluate individual stores. That can happen using the BI to create an analysis to evaluate the performance of individual stores. Okay, real time, as I said, sales tracking. Okay, so it give you like an insight, because sometimes with the competition in the retail market, it needs to have real-time sales tracking, and that can happen also by using the BI. Supply chain customer optimization, the supply and demand. Okay, again, we talked about the inventory. When we talk about supply chain, it's really a huge topic to talk about. The BI, it always plays a significant role of improving supply chain management and optimize it. Customer feedback, and also it's like a survey or kind of the reviews that we receive from customers. Also use the BI tool to analyze that. And then we can kind of give more examples. Now, with all these examples that we provided, like how BI can help this retail company, just so it kind of help you think about the different options that of using this BI tool to improve different companies in different industries. So now the question, what are the key components of the BI? BI, remember, it's BI, it's an information system, and the BI, the actual information system BI is just the same like any other information. However, the key components of a BI includes, so it's focus here on the data. So it's data warehousing, data modeling, the data integration, reporting, dashboarding, data mining, predictive analysis. Also, these are kind of the terminology here when we talk about business intelligence tools. Okay. The reporting is a typical application used in the business intelligence, and again, going to show you a demonstration of that using a BI tool to create reports and interactive reports. And they have also, the tools include intelligence feature to give a real-time data or reports or even historical. And when I mentioned the BI warehouse, what is the BI warehouse? It's the terminologies I just mentioned here when you talked about the components. So the data warehousing, so it is a sort or a type of sorry, just click on this one. It's a central, it's basically a database, but it's used mainly for storing and managing large volume of a structure and sometimes unstructured data, but it's used more for historical, for reporting, for something, data that's happened like in the past, okay, and you want to create an analysis on this. So that's always used in the data warehousing segmentation. I also talked about data visualization or creating the dashboard, so a visual representation of the data, and that's where I'm going to show you an example of that using Power BI. It's a tool that we have here at NMSU that we use to generate these type of dashboards or business intelligence reports. Okay, and that's the demonstration. Also, can create a visual display of a key KPIs. KPIs is the key performance indicators. The managers or business leaders, they use the KPIs it's a way to measure the company's success and meeting the targets. So it's usually, the KPIs is always compare the current data with a threshold, and making sure that we're meeting the threshold for this particular company. It depends, of course. It could be service, it could be sales, it could be kind of an inventory. So multiple ways, multiple different ways you can represent it in different ways. Predictive analysis. So this it's more of a predictive analysis, uses the historical data and statistical algorithms to predict future trend of, so like things you want to predict a certain market behavior. You base your decisions on all this historical data, okay, the statistical algorithms to come up with a kind of a predictor. So we can, in Excel, we are gonna even use Excel tool to do some predictive analysis, and we can give us kind of an indication of what would be the future trend. Okay, so with that, by the way, this PowerPoint is already available on Canvas. I wanted to get into the tool. So the RFM is a business intelligence tool, and the R stands for recently, F stands for frequency, and M stands for monetary. So so you in a software company, and you kind of collect customer satisfaction. This is a scenario, and you would be using the same scenario to do the, I think I asked you to analyze Costco. So this video will help you to pretty much do the same thing. So how we use this tool. So in this scenario, imagine you have a software company and you collect customer satisfaction survey responses, and after they interact with customer service, customer support, sorry, and you want the rate their responses using the RFM framework to really give you kind of a follow-up actions to improve, the whole purpose here, kind of give you a strategy to improve the customer satisfaction, and that's the goal. Now, how we do that? So we're gonna get into like the data that we have. So categorize or classify each customer's behavior based on this. So the customers who provided feedback within the last 30 days, we give scores of 1 to 5, and this is something we come up with. That's something you're gonna sit with your team and say, well, okay, this is how we can categorize or classify the scores for the R, or the recently. Look at all the data and look at the trend, and you say, well, customers who provide, just to kind of simplify it, provide feedback within the last 30 days, they receive a score of 5, okay? And customers who provided the feedback within the last 31 to 90 days, a score of 3. And customers who provided feedback for more than 90 days, they receive a low score of 1. So that's not recent. So the highest, the better. The more recent, the better, the higher the score. Now the frequency, how frequent. So the customers who provided feedback in the last 3 interactions and receive a score of 5. And then again, the 6 interactions is 3, and then very few less frequency, that's 1. Monetary, usually if we're looking into sales analysis, we look at the monetary of how much it's spending, okay? For this, so in the monetary, you will look at the value, or like how much is spent. So in this case, because we're looking at the survey, so we don't look at the quantity or the amount, we look at the quality of the response. So so the value can be represented in the depth, the quality of the survey responses. So if it's detailed, so that means the feedback with something we can take an action right away. Remember when we were kind of setting the example here, I'm trying to we're at the scenario of this particular situation. So I'm using the RFM. My goal is to, after I'm done with all the analysis, I'm gonna follow up actions. I'm looking for actions. So if here the customer gave me a very detailed suggestion that I can really right away take it into an action, then we give a score of 5, okay? But in a general feedback without specific suggestion, but there is some sort of a feedback, but it's no actual action, then I just score it of a 3. And brief feedback with no specific details, pretty brief, 1 word or 2. It's just gonna give it a score of a low 1. Again, so we classify the data that we have based on the RFM, and in this case, because we're classifying a survey. Then next step, after you do this, then we, in a situation like, we look at now we categorize it in this way. Now we're gonna look